Before we start the game, a little birthday message. Today is my birthday, and tonight is the game. So this is a birthday game for the Oilers. Because I am 17. 17! Because we, forever young, who are teenagers, who are 18 or under, who are hockey fans. As hockey fans, we stand together throughout the entire nation as Oilers fans. As an Olympic fan, as the greatest of all the teenage dreams. Thank you and enjoy the game.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard.
Notification from OneDrive. Privacy update. Click or tap here to learn how OneDrive protects your privacy and to adjust your options for sharing data. One window.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well, in recent days, Louie and I have been raving about springtime in northern Alberta. So sure enough, a foot and a half dumped into Edmonton and surrounding areas, and that sets the table for a Battle of Alberta with high stakes. Dustin Wolf, he'll turn 24 next month, and he gets his first crack in the Battle of Alberta. We talked to him this morning, and he's fired up about it, having a heck of a year in his first full season in the National Hockey League. That man, Calvin Pickard, he's 9 years older than Dustin Wolf. His first taste of the Battle of Alberta was a 33-save win at the Saddledome last April. Nazem Kadri, as you've heard, on an absolute heater with 7 goals in his last 5 games. And the big news in tonight's Battle of Alberta is Leon Draisaitl, the league's leading goal scorer with 49, looking for 50 against Calgary for the second time in his career, back in the lineup and winning the opening faceoff against Morgan Frost, one of 2 deadline acquisitions the Flames made from the Philadelphia Flyers. Joel Hanley scoots it off the left-hand plexi, and we are underway here at Rogers Place, the third and final Battle of Alberta this season, each team having won on the other's home ice seemingly eons ago. A steal made by Draisaitl. Edmonton won the last matchup in early November at the Dome, and in Game 2 of the regular season, Calgary came in here and beat Edmonton. That was way back in October, and it sent the Oilers spiraling into an 0-3 start. Coronado tried to sneak it inside, broken out by Arvidsson, and a reset for Calgary. Kevin Ball will fire it in for the Flames. Jeff Skinner, who scored in both prior games between these two teams, not out, and Ball shot redirected dangerously off the right pad of Pickard, whom, as you heard, Scott Oak mentioned, was shelled in a poor performance for Edmonton Thursday in Seattle. Shot off the rush here, Novich, a rebound available, and Nugent Hopkins able to clear to the corner. Kadri a steal, and a quick tuck inside. Braden Pahal back in the lineup, and he's drawn a penalty against Brett Kulak, who, of course, has cut his teeth in the NHL with the Flames. He'll be heading to the box against his former team.
Strong start for the Flames here. Pospisil twice was right in front of the net, crashed through the second time, and this time Edmonton is going to have to be aware of drive to the net, stop, a little bit of contact on Pickard, that time driving through the blue paint, and the stick just gets into the skates of Paul Hall here of Kulak as he makes that quick turn to the right. He gets taken down. First power play to the Flames.
Well, as Kelly mentioned, Louis, Calgary may be coming off a loss, but they're still rolling. They had won 4 straight. They outshot Dallas 48-19, had a couple taken off the board. They feel like they're playing exceptionally well, and the start, as you pointed out, indicative of that fact.
We have a situation up behind the Edmonton bench, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but somebody is in some distress, and they are working on them above me here. So behind, TD Force is having a conversation with the officials right now. Chris Lee has been talking to him at length here, and this does not look good up behind me, everyone, but I think that's why we're seeing a hesitation here to drop this puck, because there's a situation going on right now, and everybody's concerned.
Quite frankly, much higher priorities inside the building. It appears to be an emergency of the medical variety.
Yes.
And we can only hope that
the building's gotten really quiet in here.
Yeah.
And you never want to see this.
And even a hush, you can almost feel it on the bench, Louis. You're down there.
Yeah.
What ambulance?
Oh no.
You okay, Hayden?
I'm okay, so they are playing.
Hey, did you know your remote?
Rogers main menu.
The remote changes
Press up or
everything.
down arrow to review categories.
The volume.
Press right
The volume.
arrow
So
arrow
the,
keys to
the
review
game
items.
continues.
Press
Yeah,
OK
it's
to
the first
select.
period, 17
Right.
minutes. It left for the first period.
So there was some huge, accurate ambulance. So
Was that earlier in the game?
that's earlier in the game. So they
What ambulance was there?
there was an emergency in the game.
Oh, what was the emergency? Do you know?
Yeah, but in the fact that we can go to Rogers Place, there was an emergency. But even there isn't any emergencies.
Yeah, everything seems fine right now.
But I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Because going to the game is like going to the police office because I'm calling the police in the hockey
Here,
game.
have a seat, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the emergency thing.
You had to go
And it's strange to say it because it's a kind of a paradox, almost an oxymoron. It's just an audible hush inside the building right now. Louis, some indication that training staff was dispatched to.
It was all hands on deck, and they got there as fast as they could, and there was a lot of people involved in helping and trying to work on the individual that had collapsed on the stairs coming down. And they all got there in a hurry, but yes, everybody was all hands on deck, so just waiting for some personnel to get back.
Now, in this situation, Louis, if an ambulance is dispatched to a local hospital, and I suspect that may be in play here, there may be a delay in the start of this game because, of course, an ambulance has to be on site for the players involved in this NHL game.
I think you're correct there. They have to always have one on standby. There is one that's always when we come in through where the trucks and the the Zamboni comes through, there's always an ambulance there during game time at ready, just in case there's a situation anywhere in the building, not just on the ice. And they will, as quick as they can, try and get another one that is in place here at Rogers Place.
May sound trite, Louis, but a reminder that there are bigger things. As excited as we were about this hockey game. Wow. And again, our absolute best in this situation. We are hearing that a second ambulance already is making its way to Rogers Place. So from a hockey perspective, the delay in resuming this game may not be that lengthy. Although, parenthetically, of course, that doesn't seem to matter a whole lot right now.
Yeah, and when something like this happens, you saw the coordination between the two benches as well. The officials had conversations with both benches to let them know what was going on. And TD4, as the head athletic therapist for the Oilers, was talking to Kent Kabelka as well to just keep each other in the loop and let each other know exactly what was going on.
And that includes communication from the NHL in this facility to the National Hockey League in Toronto to just let everyone league-wide know that needs to know what exactly has transpired and may in fact transpire moving forward tonight. And again, the presence of an ambulance is vital to the continuation of this game. The team doctor, we're told, has left with the individual involved in this episode. And of course, the game cannot resume also without the team doctor being present. So that's another factor at play if we're discussing the resumption of this game in a timely fashion. You have to have a couple of different factors come to fruition as far as that's concerned. So we'll continue to relay the information as possible. And out of respect for what's occurred here,
Chris Lee just came over and told the bench if they want to get on the ice and go for a skate to stay loose, it could be a little bit longer. They're not sure as to how long it's going to be, so both teams will get on the ice and continue to skate around here.
Has been temporarily paused. Thank you.
so now obviously the players limbering up. And Louis, I don't know if you've experienced anything like this in your own playing career, but I imagine as a professional athlete, this has a certain impact on you in terms of restarting the engine a little bit.
It does. You know, medical emergencies in any capacity in hockey games, and there's been a few over the course of my career, some serious ones, and some ones that are in the stands that you don't necessarily know exactly what's going on. I think the players, most of them probably don't have a true understanding of what's happening. They knew there was somebody in distress, they're taking care of it, and that's exactly what they would want to have happen. That's right now all priority is to the individual that needs help. And the players know that. But I agree. It's, now you have to reset and refocus. And like I said earlier, a lot of the players took a glance back, but then were just kind of focusing forward because they didn't know if the puck was going to drop in a minute or two, and you have to get right back into action and get your mind back into a game. And a physical, intense, hard-fought game you expect to play against one another. Not easy to do. It's on your mind, and you can see the conversations that are happening right now in front of me between the bench, between the two teams, respectively, over the red line. But there's a real look of concern on everyone's face. It was right behind the bench, so it was impossible for them not to witness that. And everybody in the building here understood there was something going on too, and it's very quiet in here.
So that's head athletic trainer TD Force giving Chris Lee an update as to what's going on. Corey Severette. There's also communication, obviously, between league sources here and in Toronto, and it looks like we've got a doctor back in the mix, and it looks like we're ready to resume the game. So Calgary, a quick start here in the first minute 15, has earned a power play, and we're set for the resumption of this hockey game. On behalf of everyone on Hockey Night in Canada, we wish the absolute best for the individual. And now we move on. Off the draw, Morgan Frost battling. And it's sent around the boards. Darnell Nurse will launch off the glove of Mackenzie Weegar. Oiler penalty kill has allowed 4 goals in the last 3 games, while Calgary's starting to heat up on the power play. Goals in 4 their last 5. That's played by Nugent Hopkins. As Calgary will have to reset. Mackenzie Weegar circling back, dishing off to Matt Coronado. He's had a fine season, 20 goals in his first full campaign. Calgary locates Weegar. Huberdeau swings it. Weegar will snap it, redirected on net dangerously by Coronado. Skipped just wide. And then Huberdeau missed a look to Weegar. Reset for the Flames. Dustin Wolf to come out and hand it off to Rasmus Andersson, who's been banged up lately.
Took a maintenance day this morning in the morning skate. Good check right there by Janmark to read that play up the ice. But for Andersson, it's all about the games at this time of the season. Make sure he's ready to go, and he was ready to go early on.
Janmark and Brown crowding the neutral zone. Oiler penalty killers. Sharon Govich is a healthy scratch, drawing back in with the injury to Zary. Anderson looking for space. It's not there. Farabee works it down low, coming off a career year offensively, and then tailed off in his 6th season in Philadelphia. Janmark will bring it back to center ice shorthanded and eventually funnel it back behind the Calgary net. The Flames really have not gotten going with an opportunity to take this early lead in a game that's absolutely vital now that St. Louis has won for the 9th straight time. Flames find themselves 8 points back with 4 in hand. Weegar across. A one-timer by Backlund is blocked, and that's cleared immediately by Jake Wallman. And the Calgary power play without a shot on goal. Backlund lofts it toward the net, and Pickard, like a center fielder, reaching over the outfield fence, able to reel that in. Forward Thinking is brought to you by Workday, moving business forever forward.
Well, for the Calgary Flames, they had a couple goals taken away a couple nights ago against the Dallas Stars, and they have to keep crashing the net. We saw Pospisil early on get into that blue paint a couple of times, drew a penalty on the ensuing play. And for the Edmonton Oilers against Seattle the other night on Thursday, they just stopped moving their legs. They're a great team when they check with their legs and close the distance and take that gap away. You've seen it early on in the penalty kill for them, so both teams have a plan of action.
Adam Klapka, long wrist shot, sails wide for the 6'8" big man from the Czech Republic. Battling in the corner, tug free finally from Rudy by Draisaitl. Scampering up the middle with Perry, who gives it back to him. Leon Draisaitl, 49 goals, 101 points. Trying to go backdoor, missed Perry, slid off the corner boards. Kulak, who took the penalty. Now with the puck protecting against Lomberg as it's reversed to Darnell Nurse. Shot toward the net, batted down. Hyman in the mix there, but couldn't get it cleanly on net. And now you've got Kevin Ball twisting it back inside the Oiler blue line. Hyman has feasted on Calgary over the years and is hot just in general right now with 7 goals in his last 9 coming in. But off the dump in, here's Calgary on the count. Now some Calgary, a reach, kicks in, rebound, score. And Yegor Sharangovich, that's how he responds to a healthy stretch. He buries the rebound, and the Flames take a 1-0 lead on his 13th.
And the injury to for Ryan Husky said, listen, we know that he expects a lot from himself offensively, but do the little things, play the game the right way, and he drives himself to the net here. This is a shot pass off the pad by Nazem Kadri, and Sharon Govich is right there to jam it home on the rebound. Good save by Pickard, kicks it out, but Sharon Govich is there for the rebound. He makes little mistake on this one and bashes it home for a 1-0 lead for the Flames. Big goal for him, injected back into the lineup after being a healthy scratch.
And Calgary now in his 15th year, staying hot. That's his 700th career point in the National Hockey League. Just blazing hot with 7 goals and 9 points in his last 5 games. Now Calgary again, wrist shot just missed, glove side. Rebound back to Uyghur, so the Flames don't cash in on the power play, but they're able to regain some momentum. Calgary was thinking about the Michigan right there, I think. He had it scooped, lost the handle.
He's feeling it. You know, Ryan Huska said to us this morning he has never seen him drive this team like that he has lately. He has just been fantastic, and 7 goals in his last 5 games tells you that, and a beautiful primary assist on the goal that made it 1-0. But he has come to play, and this one knows that they are fighting for their playoff lives. And he's played his best down this stretch.
Ball triggers a breakout. He got the second assist on the scoring play. Huberdeau just missed Coronado. Calgary flying, and now Edmonton looking at counter. Draisaitl with Podkolzin getting for the net. Backhanded denied by Dustin Wolf. Draisaitl with a vision. Podkolzin unable to beat Dustin Wolf, who keeps it 1-0.
Yeah, flashes the glove. Here's the chance from Kadri. Nice little evasive move to find the open lane. He's got Sharon Govich right in front as well. Tries to pick the glove hand side. And then here's the one you're talking about. He thinks about putting this up, and for sure he was thinking about tucking that in the Michigan. Nice pass by Draisaitl. Back in the lineup after missing the last 4. Puts it right in the spot. Podkolzin tries to elevate, but Wolf is there with a nice glove hand save.
Wolf, top 10 in the league in save percentage as a rookie. Again, not even 24 until next month. His first full season, his first ever Battle of Alberta start.
Isn't that incredible? We talked to him this morning about it. Yeah, talked to him this morning about it. He says, I've been waiting for this one. He was itching to get into a Battle of Alberta. We were excited to see him too.
He got into it there. I mean, that's a tough first save. Corey Perry slides down low. Kulak lost it at his feet. A dangerous center pass just eluded Backlund. The Calgary captain, here's Connor Brown. Hitting the line and twisting down low, looking for Corey Perry, who has done more with little than perhaps anyone else in the NHL this year. 16 goals, and he plays about 12 minutes a night. A reset for Evan Bouchard. Comes in as a top 5 scoring defenseman this year. And he'll shoot it in from center. Handled by Wolf. Over to Jake Bean. Nearly turned it over. Adam Henrique lurking. Got a stick on it. Lomberg off to Kevin Rooney. And now on to Klatka. Miscommunication. And we're going to have a hand pass whistled. And with 7 minutes gone by in this first period, the Calgary Flames have taken a 1-0 lead in the Battle of Alberta. Yegor Sharangovich from press box to the score sheet.
Well, Nazem Kadri's hot streak is carried over to the start of this game as he set up Yegor Sharangovich's goal. And Kadri's heading for a career high in goals, and for him it's about more than totals. It's also about timing. 15 of Kadri's goals have come in the third period, and a couple of those beyond being his back-to-back OT winners last week to become the first Flame ever to do that. Kadri has scored now in 5 straight games to get to 30, 2 away from his career high as he drives the Flames' offense. Jack?
Well, that's the operative word there, Okie. Both you and Louie have used it. He has been the driver. His career for points came in Colorado. As Ryan Huska told us, he had lots of help in Denver. A little bit of a different situation as at times this season, he simply put the Flames on his back. Rasmus Anderson able to launch to center. Smacked down by Sharangovich, who has the game's only goal. Beats Nugent Hopkins, who's able to recover and slingshot that off his blade into the corner. Kadri put it to the middle, and Nugent Hopkins with a routine clear. 12.5 to go, first period. The Oilers getting Leon Draisaitl back in the lineup tonight. He's on the ice, joining Wallman and Bouchard as Edmonton controls. Connor McDavid likely at least still a week away. Stuart Skinner not backing up tonight. He's out. It's Olivier Rodrigue. Made his NHL debut the other night against Seattle, backing up Calvin Pickard. Arvidsson got one on net, kicked out by Wolf. Lead past Coronado, going to be handled by Pickard. And now the Flames are offside as Frost tried to bring it.
Who knows local rivalries better than Canada's homegrown sportsbook? Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook.
Michael Bublé bringing the party to Canada's biggest night in music, the Juno Awards. Live tomorrow, 8 Eastern on CBC and CBC Gem. Flames taking the lead on a Sharon Govich goal. By the way, give the second assist down to Brady Paul. Also back a lot of huge hit by Nurse on Fairview. He popped his helmet off. Here's Backlund. Blake Coleman hovering net front. Clean hit, no penalty called on the play. Kulak absorbs one from Fairview, and now a shot taken by Jake Bean. That was blocked. Puck does not exit the zone, and Bean will force it down low. Oilers trying to avoid a third consecutive loss. While again for Calgary, Colorado looming in 2 days. Flames need this one desperately, with St. Louis already having won. Janmark threw it netward. Flames don't get it out. Emerson steps up against Coronado, puts it back down low. Ball watches as Jake Bean wins the battle in the corner and cleared by Frost up through center. It's going to be tossed in by Anderson and immediately moved back the other way by Stetcher. Huberdeau carries in deep for Coronado. Trying to extract Coronado, could not, and Max Jones leads the rush for Edmonton. Wolf unable to knock it down. Kasperi Kapanen rolls it around to Stetcher. Jones has the cycle disrupted by Anderson. Now the Flames with an outlet to Coronado delivered by Huberdeau, and another hit up high. This one, Jones caught Coronado.
Didn't like it too much. Looking around to see if there was a call on it. Coronado slams the door beside me. Was unhappy with that hit, but starting to get a little more physical here. Klapka's involved here in front of the net.
Going after Jones for that hit.
Yep.
Klapka saw it.
So as soon as he saw Coronado get hit high and the reaction from Coronado, he went right after him. Big Klapka, 6'8". A big human, and Jones knows that that's the way he has to play for Edmonton as well. Acquired at the deadline from Boston to provide some physicality, but Darnell Nurse started this off, the hit parade, with a big one on Joel Farabee. Give him credit. Dusted himself off, put the helmet back on. But here, just as he's going in, could have easily been interference. He never touched that puck. And then he gets back up into the action. Blake Coleman gave Nurse a pretty good shot. There's the check by Jones on Coronado, and then Klapka comes right into the mix, gives him a solid cross-check, tries to engage. So, didn't take too long for the festivities to begin here.
And Nurse, that grin tells you all that you need to know. He doesn't mind it at all. Dad Richard, of course, played in the Canadian Football League, so he doesn't mind a little rough stuff. Same can be said for Sister Kia, Cousin Sarah. Sports, a way of life. We all know the toughest one is Kathy, though. Basketball player in her own right. She's the only one who can keep Richard in line. Here's Nugent Hopkins shooting wide. That clatters off the board. It's going to be handled by Wallman, and now the Flames will break out 3-on-2. Huberdeau misfires with a pass to Farabee, who recovers, shoveled it back toward the line, knocked down by Wallman, and settled by Skinner. Zach Hyman chips it behind the Calgary defense. Flames have had a hard time scoring since the first 3 games of the year, where they just erupted. But since then, it's been Dustin Wolf, kind of a winning by committee mentality that has kept Calgary's playoff hopes alive. Late pass to Pospisil, and a very late call with a puck play with a high stick. Neutral zone faceoff when we come back. 9 2:12 remaining first period. 1-0 Calgary. Farabee on the follow-through. Popped by Skinner. Right into the big man, Louis DeBrusque.
Can pull even with the Kings, but LA will have games in hand. The Flames in tougher now after the Blues reeled off their 9th straight win, beating Colorado today to go 8 points up, and the Flames will also have to hurdle the Canucks. And so the Flames, who had their 4-game win streak end on Thursday, need to start another one tonight and hope for help, Jack.
Yeah, and unlike the Oilers, they don't have any head-to-head opportunities against the clubs they're chasing. Edmonton's got 2 against LA, and the winner of that home-and-home, Louis, feels like the team that's going to have home ice in the first round of the playoffs. When they meet for a 4th straight year, I should add.
Which is pretty much a foregone conclusion that that's going to happen. And that's just the way it seems to measure out each and every year in the past 3, and it looks that way again in year 4. But for Brian Huska, this morning he was saying all this talk about meaningful games, and he said, we feel every game's meaningful. Every game we played this year has a meaning to us, and right now they just ratchet up a little bit because of the situation that we're in and what we're trying to chase down. But he said the players, one day at a time, one game at a time, that's all they can do. They can't look ahead, they can't look at the standings. It's about us taking care of business on the ice each and every night.
And he took care of some of his business in the summertime. He approached the players and challenged them, hey, no one thinks you can do anything. Let's prove them wrong. And Calgary used that as motivation early, got off to a terrific start, 5-0-1. Opening game really set the tone. They were down 5-2 against Vancouver, 1 in an OT. Sorry, Lou, but it's true. Kadri, wrist shot, and a save made by Calvin Pickard. Got a broken windshield?
Speedy Glass Repair. Speedy Glass Replace.
It's easy. Just book your appointment today at speedyglass.ca.
Nice stop by Calvin Pickard through a screen, the hottest Flame. Nazem Kadri with 7 goals in his last 5 games, looking for another one on that shot through a little bit of traffic, and he handles it. Has stepped in there nicely to the injury to Stuart Skinner. He'll hold the fort for as long as Skinner is out, and Olivier Rodrigue to my right, backing up once again in this one as he did Thursday in Seattle. Got his first taste of action. Played 20 minutes, made 7 saves, and some beauties at that.
Has grinded it out for 5 years in the American Hockey League. Here's Matthias Janmark across to Ty Emberson. Kulak, of course, a draft pick of the Calgary Flames, 4th rounder back in 2012. Carved out a nice career for himself, now playing in the shadow of his hometown. Here's Adam Henrique. Pulls him back-to-back as he sends it in deep. Jonathan Huberdeau off the gut. Coronado did not get it out. Emberson forces it back. Janmark tried to tuck it inside. Comes back to his stick, angled off to Kulak. Looks for a lane. That shot rocketed high up on the plexi, and it nicked the mesh as well, so out of play. It's the biggest party celebrating Canadian music, and you're all invited. Michael Bublé hosting the Juno Awards live tomorrow, 8 Eastern on CBC and CBC Gem.
Deflection of that shot attempt by Kulak. Jack, and you talked about it. This team really does have an edge. They've had a chip on their shoulder, and it's right from the get-go. But look at that, was a triple layer of Flames that were in that shooting lane and willing to get into the blocking position. It was Coronado with a good stick that took that chance away from Kulak with some traffic in front. Details.
Well, here's how locked in the Flames have been. They've only scored more than 3 goals in a single game 13 times this year, and they're 13-0. So if they get 4, it's lights out. They've just been playing on the margins all year long. 19 games decided in overtime or a shootout. Here's Jake Wollman lobbing it in, and that ends up out of play. With 7.5 to go in this first period.
Along those lines, we Blake Coleman this morning, and obviously Leon Draisaitl back in the lineup. He's already made a couple of real nice plays, and the Oilers are happy to have one of their big guns back in the mix. But for Blake Coleman, you and I were talking with him this morning, it is by committee, and that's the feeling. This is a tight group in the dressing room in Calgary, and he mentioned it a couple times. It's a real good group. It's a solid group. We play for one another, and that's the only way you can win in this league.
Draisaitl wins the faceoff. A blast by Wollman, partially blocked.
Penalty coming up.
We do indeed. It's going to be a hold
He's having a conversation with Pod Colson. Way to the penalty box.
Calgary number 22 minutes for holding.
It'll be a hold, and it's right off the face-off. You're going to see him kind of wrap up around Pod Colson. And got his money's worth on that one. There was a little bit of a pick by Pod Colson as he stepped in that lane, and instead of going around, he went up over top.
That's the old horse collar.
There you go.
Dick Butkus made a few of those tackles in his NFL career.
They were legal back then.
They were not only legal, they were showing up on every NFL highlight show available. Here's Draisaitl against Kevin Rooney, winning the draw. Draisaitl leads the team in a second league with 15 power play goals this year. Bouchard moves it. Nugent Hopkins crosses to Draisaitl. Remember, he's got 49 goals, looking for 50 for a fourth time in his career. Draisaitl. Net front presence is Hyman. Higher up on the slot is Jeff Skinner. Bouchard against Huberdeau. Nugent Hopkins in front, broken up. Skinner guides it back from Bouchard, then receives, and on to Nugent Hopkins. Crossing to Bouchard. Draisaitl one-timer, and then whistle off the right shoulder of Wolf. Rebound. Nugent Hopkins will get it back from Bouchard to the net. Wolf protecting. Nugent Hopkins sending it back to Bouchard. Minute 10 on the power play. Oilers looking to tie it up. Draisaitl shoots just wide, and that skips off the corner boards and all the way down the ice. Flames penalty kill. Right now, the second worst in the history of the franchise, but they've only given up one in their last 5. Draisaitl in across the line, knocked off his stick. Mackenzie Weegar will take his time, send it the full 200 feet, and the Oilers will change it up. Wallman under pressure from Backlund, who always seems to play his best hockey in the Battle of Alberta.
Playing in his 65th tonight.
Yeah, he's no stranger, that's for sure. Kapanen will send it in deep. Chip up the left-hand side for Rooney. Did not get it out. Kapanen tried to tuck it to the interior, and Rooney ends up sending it off the glass. And I'm not sure the Oilers will have enough time here. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Coleman. Kapanen can fly. Sends it over to Corey Perry. Adam Henry across. Handled by Nurse. Penalty is over. 2 shots on the power play for the Oilers, but Calgary's 1-0 lead intact. Centering pass quickly. Lasered. And that stayed out from Adam Henry.
That was a good look in the slot. Didn't miss by much.
He's starting to find the range with the increased ice time. A shot toward the net. Guys like Henrique and Skinner have played more with the injuries recently to McDavid and Draisaitl, and they've thrived. Huberdeau hits the line with Farabee, sent around the boards. Kulak will locate with 5 minutes to go in this first period. Turned over. Pahal. Factored in that first goal. He, like Sharangovich, kind of fallen out of favor, but they're able to hook up for the game's only goal thus far. Janmark to Emerson. Now, they did think enough for Paul to sign him to a 2-year extension, so it's been kind of a strange month for him. Kulak to Brown. Up the right-hand side, Jones against Bean. Cut off at the Calgary line by Pahal. And now Max Jones. Tried to chip it behind Jake Bean. Good hand-eye. Forces it back to center. Shot back in by Stetcher. Wolf will knock it down. Dustin Wolf, a guy who's excelled at every level along the way, and yet undersized. No one believed he could get it done. Big collision in the corner. Coleman went down, and an Oilers stays down.
Caught him. It's Stetcher. Stetcher fell as he was closing to check on Coleman, and the skate was really close to the face, and instantly TD Forbes is on the ice to run over there to make sure.
Stetcher shaken up. Timeout on the ice. 4 minutes to go in the first period. Here's Coleman in on Stetcher. Caught him with the back of the right calf. It's 1-0 Flames on Hockey Night in Canada.
You ask kids all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up? But for me, it was a little bit different because I always said, I'm going to be a pilot. It's not that I want to be. Whatever it took, I was going to get there.
The moment when you earn your wings, the world is quiet. It's just you, the machine, and the skies. It's just such an unbelievable experience that I cannot put into words. You have to experience it for yourself.
What would 1 million...
2.61 goals per game places them second last. Not a lot of run support for Dustin Wolf, but he's been equal to the challenge. Among other numbers, his save percentage and high danger chances impressive. 5th currently, right behind Connor Hellebuck. Top goaltender in the Western League 2 years ago. Goaltender of the year in consecutive AHL seasons, and now he's distinguishing himself in the NHL. Jack.
Speaking of distinguished, Ogie, your long and distinguished career, how'd you end up having to support what I say? At this stage of your career, that should be off the table. Skulak.
Like the shoot tonight, though. Looking sharp.
Gulak throws it up the right-hand side. Looking forward to after hours with Okie and Lou. They'll have 2 Oiler greats. Paul Coffey on the Edmonton bench, of course, as an assistant coach. And Mac T also in the house tonight.
Some guys that have seen quite a few battles in Alberta in their day.
And unfortunately for Mac T, he saw Louis DeBrusque on his line from time to time.
Yeah. That anchor.
Worked up by Nurse, cut off by Joel Hanley. He collides with Lombard. Janmark to Nurse, shoveled ahead. Brown could not nudge that down deep. Fiercely fought here at center, and now Morgan Frost will take a skate and allow Calgary to reload. A dart up the middle. Huberdeau. This shot just missed. Rebound comes free for Arvidsson. Spins away from Coronado. Calgary a 1-0 lead on Yegor Sharangovich's 13th of the year. Did not play, and Calgary's lost to Dallas on Thursday. Here's Arvidsson from Draisaitl. Colson a shot, and that ricocheted wide. Bouchard on to Draisaitl. Bowman healed that wide of the mark, and so he and Bouchard have to fall back. Draisaitl to Arvidsson. A shot, save made by Wolf. Rebound dangerously in the slot for a moment, and carried forth by Kadri. Well played by Roman, but Colson first on the puck, and from center he'll lift it. A leaping play by Arvidsson to keep possession.
Sorry, Jack. Nazem Kadri a little shaken up on that collision with Leon Draisaitl.
Another collision, Backlund and Emerson. And you're right, Louis. We have seen. Rear end over Tea Kettle a few times tonight on the ice. Kulak up the left-hand side. Hyman heading toward the net. 27 goals on the year. A blast by Emerson. That was blocked. Taken by Jake Bean. Hacked out. Sharangovich drilled by Emerson. No icing as Kulak races back to collect for Edmonton.
Well, these two teams always seem to bring that out of one another, don't they, Jack? Just the physicality, looking for that big hit. You don't usually turn away from any opportunity to lay the body, and they haven't so far early.
Perry sent it in, but he was not yet at the red line. So with 1:04 to go in the period, that's an icing call against Edmonton.
Seen this a couple of times in the Flames in this game. You start to stand around, and Huberdeau right down the middle with a nice pass onto the tape, and he gets a good look on the glove hand side. Here's the collision I was talking about as Draisaitl kind of leans in to brace. The contact to Kadri goes back to the bench, and I'm not sure it maybe knocks the wind out of him or just gave him a bump somewhere that didn't feel too good. He did stay on the bench, which is a great sign for the Flames.
He's got 11 goals since the Four Nations break, 4th in the league. A shot by Rudy, dropped by Pickard and loose for a moment. And Coleman could not find it. Flames keep it in. Uyghur Hits Edmonton down deep. Kulak couldn't get it out a second time. Uyghur able to maintain with Farabee. And then ultimately Corey Perry creates maybe a 2-on-1. Draisaitl heads the net, shoots the kick save made by Wolf, denied. Draisaitl for the time being his 50th. Blake Coleman ahead. Farabee outstretched. After that heavy collision with Coleman. Now Kasperi Kapanen to Draisaitl. 15 seconds across. Bouchard loads and fires, and a save made by Wolf. His 7th of the evening.
And the best save of the game so far for Wolf in his first battle of Alberta is denying the 50th goal to Leon Draisaitl, the league leader in goals. 2-on-1, kind of looks, and then decides to test glove hand side just over that left pad. But because Wolf is out to cut down that angle, makes a terrific save as he gets down perfectly on time and kicks it away.
Austin Wolf, 2-time goalie of the year, both in the Western Hockey League and in the American Hockey League. He's won everywhere he's been, including this year. Huberdeau ahead for Coronado, hits for the net. The pass a bit too far, spun in the corner by Pickard. 3 seconds. Huberdeau a shot kick quickly at the horn. Pickard able to make a save. Point blank, back door. That was a good look for Morgan Frost right in front of you, Louie.
Was it ever right at the buzzer? And I think it would have counted if it would have gone in, but a good save by Calvin Pickard to close off that post. And for Frost, he was ready for this pass and gets it away right at the horn, but a good hard-fought first period as the Flames get on the board first, and they hold on to that lead for the duration of the period. Wolf with his best saves at the tail end of the first.
Minus the Fighting Majors, a typical Battle of Alberta. Lots of collisions, and the Flames with an early goal for Yegor Sharangovich. It's 1-0 at the break. Straight ahead, run to the panel. Elliott, Luke, Kelly, all join.
This period.
And basically the difference of the game is Calgary put it on the net. Pickard kicked it out. Sharangovich found the rebound.
Starts the good play in the neutral zone, then a quick pass to Podkolzin, and he lets this rip. Might drive under the plate a little bit. Weaver sticking off the right shoulder of Dustin Wolf, but a good save once again, nonetheless. Quickly in this second period, Wolf has got a heavy shot. Let that one go. Dustin Wolf, the guy who led his leadership win 5 times in a 6-year period. Where the win-loss record was 5 unanswered goals in Seattle on Thursday night.
Subway's new Mojo sauce on a 6-inch turkey or ham sub for just $4.99.
Okay, but I usually...
Forget that. Mojo's smoky, spicy $4.99. Today's lunch is not the usual.
Hey, I'm already feeling mojo!
Only at Subway. At participating stores. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires April 15th, 2025.
To zone, he'll shoot it. Blocked by Stetcher. Goes up into the air, and it's Nugent Hopkins on the right, off the skate of Hyman. Sharangovich, the left wing for Calgary, got hit up against the boards. Pahal in from the right wing point. Pahal to the slot towards the net. And he put it just wide. Didn't shoot it very hard, but looking for a redirection. Stetcher will clear it. The puck shot back in by Sharangovich. Nurse turning in front of the Edmonton net, now backs up. Nurse up the right wing. Brianmar cuts to the middle, gets in over the Flame line. He was trying to go to the net, goes off his stick. He'll get it again, though, on the right wing. To the left wing point, but kicked off. Coronado will get to center ice. Softly play it to the corner. Emberson. The left boards goes off of Kulak. So Emberson up against the boards gets tripped up by Coronado.
Should have been a penalty.
Cleared out.
Pretty obvious.
You'd think. Shot in by Anderson. Klapka on the left side. Left it in behind the Edmonton net. Janmark to Kulak. Kulak to center ice. Can shoot it in. Wolf quickly out of his net. Left corner to Ball. Towards to Rooney. To the line and just out. Klapka fired across. Rasmus Anderson in down the right wing. Hammers a shot off the blocker of Pickard. And it goes out of play. 2 minutes, 42 seconds gone here in the second. 1-0. The Calgary Flames lead the Oilers.
Rasmus Anderson, 50, 49, and 39 points the last 3 years. He's at 28 points right now, but 10 goals. He's got a heavy shot. And having a tough year plus-minus wise.
Face off to the left of Pickard. Nugent Hopkins up against Klapka. Klapka out of the face-off circle. In comes Kevin Rooney. Klapka now in behind the net to Rooney. He's over to the left side in the Edmonton zone. Cycles the puck. Klapka went to hit Wallman. Puck goes to the right wing. Lombard back to the blue line to Pahal. To the side of the net. Klapka in front of the goal. Save made by Pickard off of Rooney, and he'll cover it up.
Good stop there from Pickard. As Wallman got just a race back behind the goal. They created a pretty good look out of that as a result.
Face-off will be to the left of Calvin Pickard. Yeah, sharp save off of Rooney. After the setup from Klapka. Nugent Hopkins wins the draw. Nurse to Stetcher. Up the right side, got it out. Calgary back into his own end. To Weegar, up the right wing to Sharangovich. Pinching up at center was Nurse. Hospital, take it back to his own blue line and give it to Mackenzie Weegar. Center, just could not get it deep. Knocked out of the air by Nurse. Max Jones will get it to the blue line, but that's where Hospital's going to keep it in behind the net for Calgary. Tried to shovel it in front of the goal. Stetcher on the right wing. Perry up to the blue line, and it's kept in by Ball. Now just jammed past him and out.
Well, Perry really did a good job there because the Oilers didn't get the puck out. Long stretch here.
Now down the left wing. The shot, glove save made by Pickard as Farabee came down the left side, and Pickard snared it out of the air and held on. Face-off will be to his right.
They've created some wide looks here.
Yeah.
Letting the puck do the work.
Draisaitl into the face-off circle with Backlund. Puck to the blue line. Ball to the right. Shot off the right wing by Anderson. Bounces in front of. Backhand came in front. Coleman took a swat at it and missed. And it goes in behind the Edmonton goal. And up the right wing, Wallman will get it out. Left side to Podkolzin. Into the Flames and drops it to Arvidsson. His backhand off of Farabee. Puck to the point where Bouchard will keep it in for the Oilers. Right wing to Arvidsson, into the right corner to Draisaitl, to Arvidsson. Arvidsson up near the blue line to Draisaitl, right wing corner. Going behind the Flame net, over to the left. Draisaitl in front, just missed Arvidsson with it. And Farabee will kick it out to center ice. Coleman will chop it down the left side to Farabee, shot and a save by Pickard. Farabee on the left wing, missed Frost. And out to center ice, Arvidsson will scoop it in on the backhand. 1-0 Flames. Just about 5 minutes gone here in the second period. As Weegar to center ice, right wing, Coronado in over the Edmonton line. A shot booted out by Pickard. Hammered towards the net by Hanley. Goes off the corner boards. It's Nugent Hopkins for the Oilers. In behind the net. Little reverse play as he drops it back to Emberson. And Emberson up the right wing. Just got over center. He can shoot it in.
Wolf to play it to Weegar. Right wing to Coronado. Will get it out. Down the left wing to Huberdeau into the Edmonton zone. Goes in behind the Oiler net. Wow. Took a nasty hop off the glass. But the puck cleared. As it comes back to Nugent, Hopkins goes into the Oilers zone. For Kulak, long pass to Hyman, stood up at the Flame blue line. Rooney has it now for Calgary. Long pass to Lomberg, off his stick. Nurse to Stetcher. Stetcher up the right wing. Poked to the blue line by Henrique. It's going to stay in, though, so Nurse can come back for it. He will get it out. Mahal shoots it back in.
It's an aggressive forecheck from Calgary. They're getting us some loose pucks.
Now up the right wing. Brown checked right at the Calgary blue line. Crowd reacted. Klapka trying to take a run at Nurse and missed. Puck shot into the Edmonton zone. Nurse in the left wing corner. Off the boards, it goes to the line. Kept in by Anderson. Towards the net. That's blockered out of play by Pickard. As we've played 6 minutes and 24 seconds of the second period. 1-0. Flames lead the Oilers. We'll be right back from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. 1-0. Flames lead the Oilers. 6:24 gone in the second. Yegor Sharangovich scored in the first at 4:32. That's been it so far. Face off to the left of Calvin Pickard.
Calgary with a push here. Outshooting Edmonton 6-2 this period. They're on a 6-shot run.
Wallman in behind the Edmonton net. Banks it out to center. Brown only got it in front of the Edmonton bench. Swept right back in. Pickard's going to come out. He played it. Got it up the right wing. It's near the top of the circle. Pospisil will keep it in for the Flames. Wallman left wing corner. Behind the net to Bouchard around the boards. Ball kept it in. Rolled it right across the top of the circles. And Henrique will get it out. Now on the right side, Bouchard into the Calgary zone. Goes to the corner. Kadri got it from him though. It's Kadri out to center ice. Into the Oiler end. Slows up. Goes to the middle. Over to the right. To the point for Weegar. Could not get a shot through. Kadri to Weegar. To Kadri on the right wing. Up to the middle. Can't find a shooting lane. Will drop the puck and gave it away to Arvidsson. He'll go through the middle where he finds Janmark and he'll shoot it in. Hanley up the left wing for Calgary. Got it through the middle off the stick of Farabee. Emberson up the right side off of Podkolzin. Puck shot up to Farabee and we'll get it into the Oiler end. A little too far for Backlund though. Draisaitl on the left wing to Podkolzin. Gathers speed into the Flame zone across to Arvidsson. He'll drop it back. It goes into the right corner.
Put the puck on the net, boys.
Draisaitl now on the left to Arvidsson. Arvidsson along the boards. Top of the circle to the blue line. Kulak into the corner to Draisaitl in front of the net. Put it through the slot. Hit the corner boards and it came out.
Oilers got to get more pucks to the goal right now. Calgary's had a good effort.
1-0 Flames here in the second. Draisaitl left wing to Podkolzin. In over the Flame line. Shot and a stick save made by Wolf. Puck goes to the front of the net where Wolf will cover it up.
That's the right idea there from Podkolzin though. He's got a good shot. You wonder if at some point there's a little bit more offense coming from him. He's an honest player. He plays hard. He works his tail off. He retrieves a lot of pucks in the forecheck. And you wonder with a little bit more confidence and time, could he develop? And then here's where we remind you, Podkolzin was a 10th overall pick in 2019. Well, there was a guy named Valeri Nichushkin who was a 10th overall pick that went an entire season, 58 games without scoring for Dallas. And he's making pretty good money these days because, he's a legitimate 25 goal scorer.
Back to the left wing point. Nurse fired in behind the net. Goes off of Hyman to the corner. Huberdeau up into the air and out with it. And it's center ice. Coronado off the right wing boards it in. Pickard's going to play it. Rims it up on the glass. Goes to the point. Anderson shot, and that one looked like it redirected, but sailed towards Pickard, who gloves it and holds on.
This is a well-played game. Both teams, Calgary's playing good hockey. And the Oilers are missing some ridiculously good players, to say the least. But it's there for both squads.
Face off to the left of Pickard. Puck to the blue line. Pahal. Got it to the right wing corner. Along the board. Stetcher will take it in behind the Edmonton net. Drops it to Nugent Hopkins. Has to go across on the left to Nurse. He's being forced back on the play by Huberdeau. Goes it behind the Edmonton goal. Gets away from Huberdeau. And he's out through the middle. At center ice to Nugent Hopkins in over the line. A shot. It's blocked. He gets it back. Has it on the left wing. To the corner. It's rim. Knocked down by Nugent Hopkins. In behind the net to Hyman. Takes a hit from Pahal. Puck goes to Jeff Skinner. Poked away from him. Huberdeau will get it out through the middle to Klapka. He'll dump it in. Rooney to in left corner in front. Oh, that save made by Calvin Pickard. He covers it up. Klapka got the pass in front of the net and a quick left pad save and covered up by Pickard.
Oh, that was an excellent stop from Pickard as Bouchard and Wallman ended up sort of bouncing into each other, and the Flames got inside position. And an excellent stop from Calvin Pickard. Sometimes you need to be bailed out by your guardian. That happened there.
Still 1-0 Flames. 9:38 gone here in the second period. Great stop by Calvin Pickard. Face-off is to his left. Henrique taking the draw against Pospisil. Henrique wins it clean. Jake Wallman lifted it up, didn't get it out, but making sure that it got out was Henrique. And the puck comes in on the right side. Henrique into the Flame zone. Pass to the middle. Just put wide by Janmark.
Oh, he can use that, let me tell you.
Knocked out of the zone. And Wallman into the Oiler end. One hands it to Henrique, now to Janmark. Got it to center, but that was it. Janmark. Connor Brown. Checked on the play. Pospisil into the Oilers zone. Backhand towards the net. Stick save by Pickard. Sharangovich gave it on the right wing for Calgary. Put it off the outside of the net. Sharangovich to the left wing point for Ball. His shot blocked by Janmark. It goes to Sharangovich and he whistles it wide. Puck rolled in front of the Edmonton crease. Went up the left wing. Henrique got it to the blue line and now we'll get it out. Janmark in the neutral zone. On the right wing to Brown. To Janmark. Into the skates of Kevin Ball who go cross ice to Klapka. Gave it to Rooney. He's into the Oiler end. Checked by Emberson. Rimmed hard. Off the right wing side. Off of Kapanen and out.
Smart play by Kapanen, though. He was able to one-touch it and get the puck out of the zone. That should be icing.
Should be icing or shot down by the Flames, and it is icing with 8:52 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Flames lead. Yegor Sharangovich is the goal scorer. It was 4:32 into the first. That's been it. And the shots are 15-10 in favor of Calgary. Draisaitl will take the draw for the Oilers. And he's in that face-off circle with Kevin Rooney of the Flames. Goes into their skates. Back to the left wing point. Bouchard. His shot. That one blocked. Hit Klapka. Goes to the right side. Kapanen around the boards to Draisaitl. Left wing. To the top of the circle. To the blue line. Got it down low, and it's in behind the net to Perry. Perry out to Draisaitl. Shot blocked and just goes wide of the net.
What a great look from Corey Perry.
To the left wing corner. Draisaitl. Draisaitl, top of the circle. Checked on the play. Rooney will get it out to Klapka. Into the Edmonton zone. Perry got it from him to Draisaitl with Kapanen in over the line. The shot and a save made by Wolf. That went off his arm. And the puck to the blue line. Klapka will get it out to Lomberg now through the middle. Backlund shot goes wide of the Edmonton net. 1-0 Flames here in the second. Draisaitl up the left wing. Under 8 minutes to go in this second period. Draisaitl will shoot it back into the Oiler end. Pickard's got to play it to Nurse. Up the left wing and out. Hall at center ice for the Flames. To Backlund off the right wing boards and in. Kulak goes after it. It's in the corner. Up the left side to Jeff Skinner. Now to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at center ice. He can shoot it in. Bean will take it in behind his net. Up the left wing, got it out. Stetcher across to Nugent-Hopkins. Now on the left to Hyman. Takes a hit at the blue line from Pahal. And Bean up the right wing, off the stick of Coleman. It goes into the Oiler end. Rimmed hard. Stetcher to Nugent-Hopkins. Give it back to Nurse. The Oilers still in their own end. Under 7 to go here in the second. 1-0 Flames lead. Inside his own blue line, Rasmus Andersson.
Calgary's done a really good job in this game of breaking plays up in the neutral zone, Cam. Oilers haven't had a lot of flow.
Shot into Edmonton territory. It's on the end boards. Nugent-Hopkins up the left wing. Anderson pitching down. It's kept in. Huberdeau across the one-timer, and that one blocked, and it went wide. Changed direction. Coronado on the left wing to the right wing point. To Anderson. His shot saved by Pickard. He's able to hold on to it. We can take a break with 6:25 to go in the second. 1-0 Flames lead the Oilers. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home and no payments, no interest for 1 year. 1-0 Flames lead. 6:25 to go in the second period. So we're here at Rogers Place. Face off to the left of Calvin Pickard. Great to have you on board wherever you are along the Oilers Radio Network this evening. Henrique into the face-off circle. Up against Kadri. Puck gets to the corner. Goes in behind the Edmonton net to Bouchard. Fans on his pass. Pospisil to Kadri on the left wing. Up near the left wing point. Into the corner. Off the stick of Bouchard. It goes to Pospisil. He'll shoot it. It's blocked. He gets it back. Couldn't get a shot through. And brought out by Brown for Edmonton to center ice. He'll dump it in. Rasmus Andersson into the corner. Had to go off a skate. Ball tries to rim it. It hits Henrique. Henrique got it to the corner. And Kadri over to Anderson. Anderson way up into the air off the glove of Bouchard to the neutral zone. Pospisil will bring it in. Sharangovich, right wing corner. His pass to the middle picked off and out through center ice. Wallman on the right wing. Gave it to Brown. He's able to shoot it in. And Weegar goes in behind the Calgary net. Up the right wing to center. And Draisaitl breaks it up for the Oilers. To Arvidsson, in over the line, across to Draisaitl. It's blocked. He put it off the outside of the net, got into the slot. And Coronado will come away for the Flames. Into the Edmonton zone, off his stick to Emberson. And up the right wing, cleared out by Arvidsson. And it swept into the Calgary bench off a stick with 4:59 to go in the second period. 1-0 Flames lead. We are going to take a break from Rogers Place in downtown Edmonton. It is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Calgary leads. Cam Moon along with Bob Stopper. Face off outside the Edmonton blue line. Nugent-Hopkins will take the draw for the Oilers. Up against Michael Backlund. The puck to the right side at center, and Anderson will dump it in. Offside against the Flames. So we'll do that again. Oilers on the road after this for 4 straight. Vegas, San Jose, LA, and Anaheim. Next home game on the 9th of April when St. Louis is here. Puck shot just in over the Flame blue line. Ball will get it around to Farabee. Direct.
Drop for Arvidsson. Cut inside. Draisaitl cross. One-timer score. Arvidsson buries the
just said it, Jack. This line's the one that's had the lion's share of the chances for Edmonton, and they've had some real solid ones too. Coles and Draisaitl with the most notable. On the entry, it's Arvidsson that makes this play to the middle. That last-ditch effort keeps it alive instead of being out of the zone. It's a nice little pass by Nurse back down to Draisaitl, and instantly he knows exactly where Arvidsson is. It stops a little bit because you have to respect Podkolzin, who's in the middle of the ice. It trickles through, gets to Arvidsson, and he buries it to tie this game. I think Wolf was pretty preoccupied with what was happening right in front of him. It goes through, and Arvidsson with the quick release finds the back of the net.
His 11th, and Edmonton finally busts through against Dustin Wolf. Who's making his 63rd NHL appearance. Already with 3 shutouts. But not one to be had tonight. There's up the Stetcher. Game is even. And now those saves by Pickard point blank on Flatka and Rooney earlier in this period loomed large as icing whistled against the Oilers. Draisaitl up to 102 points. 3rd in the league.
Well, here's the play again. Darnell Nurse down, and there it is. It hits the stick en route to the middle, and I think Podkolzin just kind of lets this go through. It's Joel Hanley that gets a little piece of this, so it slows it down again. I think Wolf comes out thinking it's going to come from the middle. Next thing you know, it's Arvidsson, and he finishes it. Almost a little bit of a change-up, but the vision by Draisaitl to understand where both of his line mates were, and Darnell Nurse activating down low keeps it alive. Like we said, chances are few and far between, but when they happen, they're usually good ones.
Off the draw, Kevin Ball. Wrist shot into traffic. Stopped by Pickard, cleared by Nurse on to Arvidsson. Draisaitl will give it right back to Arvidsson to the middle, poked away from Stetcher. Pospisil, what a recovery by Podkolzin. Went belly down, otherwise it might have been Kadri and Wallman one-on-one. Draisaitl slithers through a crevice. Wrist shot, and Connor Brown unable to get it off. Shoveled by Pospisil back to center. Wallman to Bouchard up the gut, Janmark. It's a different player than Michael Backlund, and a different era. If that's 30 years ago on the Battle of Alberta, Louis, I think you know what happens on
right
that
in front of me.
potential
I kind of braced myself for some contact, as Janmark was not really aware of how quick Backlund was closing.
Do you think Tim Hunter might have handled that differently?
Yeah, very differently. Put him in the 15th row. Nice diving check here in the backtrack by Podkolzin to break up. Nazem Kadri again up the ice, looking to take off.
Bouchard up the middle, settled by Pahal. As we come up on 2 minutes to play. The rubber match of this season series tied at 1. Bouchard crunched by Farabee. But Henrique was there to shoot it in. Wolf stick handling up the left-hand side, but cut off by Jeff Skinner. Eventually peeled out of there by Backlund, but when he tried to go back against the grain, Skinner was there. Kulak on. Tipped by Skinner for Zach Hyman. Trying to get around Plano, Texas native Blake Coleman. Coleman and Stefan Nason, both from that down in Texas. A shot by Kulak, and that's eaten up by Dustin Wolf. Well, you cannot miss the last performance by some 41. Plus, Michael Bublé, Josh Ross, and plenty others set to hit the stage. It's the Junos tomorrow, 8 Eastern, live on CBC and CBC Gem. Had Oiler and Flame representatives within the same couple of families during the break, Louis. I don't know how that works. That would be tough. Intra-friend family discord.
There you go.
seem to be getting along okay. Bouchard up the right-hand side. Wolf covers with 1:13 to go in the second period. I think we could all agree it's far more interesting when both teams are playoff contenders.
I would agree. But I think this makes it really interesting, too, for the Edmonton Oilers trying to vie for home ice in the Pacific Division. And leapfrog over Los Angeles, and for the Calgary Flames fighting for their life and their playoff life. And it's each game in front of you is the most important, and that's the only way you can do it.
Draisaitl pulls it back. Bouchard a brief juggle, then got taken down. Here's Kapanen stepping in. One-timer Draisaitl and a save made. Dustin Wolf's done his homework. His first matchup against the Oilers, he was ready for that sharp angle delivery.
He was quick to get over there, wasn't he? He's already robbed him a couple of times. And this one, he was ready for. Already solid on that post. Good closing out in front. You can see Perry was on the outside looking in. Anderson just gets in the middle, takes that away. Clear the lane, let your goaltender make the save. And that's what Wolf does.
The respect for Leon Draisaitl, I feel safe in saying against no other player is there a goal in the NHL square to the shooter on that play from where Draisaitl was. He knows that's the kill zone. Draisaitl to Kulak. Minute to go in the period. We are tied at 1. Arvidsson for Edmonton. Here's a breakout pass. Farabee controls. Denied by Pickard a second time. On top of the puck before Huberdeau, and Backlund could get there, rather.
Little extra. And Chris Lee says enough of that, no more. Somebody's going to the box, and we might see it here as Anderson pulls out Kapanen.
Perry wants a piece.
And here we go, he's going to get a piece. Here we go.
Pile up right in the high slot.
It was simmering, and it
This
was
is your
boiled
battle
over.
of Alberta. Perry pounding away on Backlund. That's who he wanted. Coleman's trying to get into the fray. Bouchard's got him tied up. Something lit the fuse of Corey Perry, and he was not going to be denied getting a piece of the Calgary captain. And now Bouchard and Coleman look like they may be inclined.
You just had the sense it was going to boil over. And it was starting. The officials tried to get in there, simmer things down, and nope. And Corey Perry, as you mentioned, wasn't going to be denied once he saw what was going on. Kapanen taken down pretty aggressively by Anderson. Perry jumped right in there. And here's the chance. We talked about the Flames getting up the ice in a hurry. They've had 4 opportunities in my count now from stretching up the ice quickly. It was Farabee again. He's done it a couple of times. And a great save or 2 by Pickard on the shot, then rebound. Looks like everything's okay, but then all of a sudden, a little conversation leads to this. And Corey Perry says, yeah, I'm getting in here. And I think he had a target of somebody else, but it was Backlund that eventually grabs him out of the pile. Backlund protected his guy.
Louis, there's some history here. A couple of days ago in a game against Dallas, Corey Perry not happy with himself in terms of Stuart Skinner and Pickard getting roughed up around the net. And I think even though Backlund doesn't make real heavy contact, that was on Perry and the team's mind. And I think that's part of the reaction here.
I agree. And I think his initial target was Anderson. Anderson really threw around Kapanen, had him by the back of the jersey and chucked him down on the ice. And that's what Perry saw, and that's who his target was. He went into that scrum to try and pull Anderson out of the pile. But it was Backlund that got in there quickly and pulled Perry out of the pile. They would engage him.
42.
But the dust has settled here. It looks like the Flames are going to have the power play here.
Perry was on the ice when Mikko Rantanen caught Stuart Skinner in the head. And that may very well have been at the forefront. And Backlund says something here where Perry has kind of had enough.
Yeah, he saw Anderson throw around Kapanen is what it was, Jeff. Yeah. And he was like, okay, enough of this. I'm going to get in there and grab him. And Backlund, being a team guy too, said, I'm getting in there, I'm going to grab Perry, and that's exactly what happened. But he was going to find somebody, and he did.
And I do think there was some yapping too. And Perry, Louis, do you give a PG translation?
Perry goes off the ice. And Ryan Lomberg having a few words with him too. And I don't think we've seen the last of this in a pretty tight, hard-fought Battle of Alberta here. It's been close, and I think both teams have been suppressed because of that. Playing hard hockey, smart hockey, but every once in a while, it's going to boil over.
Calgary power play here for the remainder of this period. Nurse whistles one on net from distance. Calgary will have about a minute 20 of power play carryover should they need it.
But I also agree with you, Jack. I think with the number of times now Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard, for that matter, have been bumped into this season, I think there was an internal conversation that we need to start backing up and protecting our guys a little more and coming to their aid a little bit quicker. And I think that's what maybe pulled Perry over in that situation.
Calgary shot stopped, and again, how recent it was. We're talking just Wednesday against Dallas, stepping up, cross seamer, and that was tipped. Nurse wallops Kadri at the horn and then kind of ignores a little retaliatory gesturing from Kadri, but we've got a 1-1 tie and a Calgary power play plus a fresh sheet of ice to start the third.
Two guys that have seen a lot of each other in their careers, Nazem Kadri and Darnell Nurse, and Nurse gives him a pretty good cross-check here for his measures in the corner and then finishes him again. Top goal scorer, not going to leave him alone too much, and there keep words going. Don't read lips. Big Klapka came over and has talked to Darnell Nurse all the way down the tunnel. This is going to get good.
We don't need to read lips, Louis. Your mic is doing a great job of picking everything up.
Cover it up.
No, please don't. Please don't. It's Hockey Night in Canada. We're after 10 o'clock Mountain. We're good to go. The Oilers and the Flames, the Battle of Alberta, Ron to the panel, on deck. Nurse having a good time. Oilers, Flames, 20 minutes to settle this one. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
Blue line to Frost on the left. Back to the point for Uyghur on the right side. Kadri shot right, bad save made by Pickard, and turning and firing it through the middle was Henry. Uyghur in front of his net. 25 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Flames. The ball on the left wing, off the stick of Farabee. Ball chase after it. It goes in behind the Edmonton goal. Nurse protects the puck. Goes in behind the net to the right side to Stetcher, off the boards. It goes off the linesman at center. And then Brown will shoot it into the Flame zone. Penalty over right now, and Calgary's 0 for 2 on the power play. Puck shot into the Edmonton zone. Pickard got it off the boards. It goes off the stick of Backlund. It comes out, and it's Draisaitl in over the Flame line. His pass through the middle, knocked down by Backlund.
Kapanen had a chance to create a little bit of space there. Kind of went to the wrong spot. Anyways, he was just coming on the ice. Oilers quickly get Colson out. It's got good rhythm with Draisaitl and Hardmanson.
Has it in the Oiler end across to Bouchard. Now to Draisaitl into Flame territory on the left wing. Went to swing it down the boards and hits a skate and it comes out. Bouchard up the right to Arvidsson, now to Hyman. He'll come in and shoot it. Stick saved by Wolf, and he steered it out of play. 2 minutes, 3 seconds gone in the third. We're tied at 1.
Edmonton Oil Kings got the split. Prince Albert did not go well tonight, and they had a chance in the first. They outshot PA 18-6, but trailed 1-0. Ended up losing 6-1 in that game. Got the 3-1 victory last night. You watched that game. Very even game.
Very even game. Both goaltenders were good. The other one 3-1 with an empty netter. They'll play Tuesday and Wednesday here at Rogers Place against Prince Albert. Puck cleared out to center by the Flames, and picking it up is Emerson.
Missed the hook. I mean,
get to Kulak.
Not quite sure how you missed that hook. He's got the puck.
Kulak will shoot it in. Wolf out of his net, puts it up on the glass, off of Huberdeau to Frost. Frost to center ice. Shoot it into the left wing corner. Kulak wheels behind the net. Coronado's on him. Takes him to the boards. Nugent Hopkins to Emberson. Left corner to Kulak. Kulak up the left wing for Nugent Hopkins. Has it just inside the Edmonton blue line. Over to Emberson. Emberson through the middle, directed in by Jones. It goes in behind the Calgary net. Ball on the right side, top of the circle of Kapanen. Attempts to keep it in for the Oilers. It does, but just for a moment. Blomberg to Ball. The Klapka flips it up, glove down. Stetcher over to Nurse, up the left wing, off the stick of Jones, and it goes into the Calgary end. Ball's in behind the net. On the right, gave it to Bean, out to center ice, down to Rooney. He'll come in, his shot, and a glove saved by Pickard. He's going to hold on to that. 3 minutes, 29 seconds gone here in the third. This game's tied at 1. Face off to the left of Calvin Pickard. Shots 21-17 in favor of the Flames. Oilers again, Henrique, Brown, and Janmark onto the ice with Nurse and Stetchers. Backlund will take the draw for the Flames. Farabee and Coleman also out there. The puck gets into the corner. Coleman up the right wing to the top of the circle to the blue line. He wanted to turn and shoot it. Brown will get it out for Janmark. Now to Henrique, a shot, and that goes off the arm of Wolf, and then just wide of the net. The puck to the left corner. Nurse to Connor Brown. Brown wedged on the end boards. Backlund will get it to the blue line, kept in by Nurse. He'll get it into the slot and forced over. Janmark to Stetcher, and his shot, he hammered it over the net. In behind the goal. Now Henrique to the left wing corner. To Janmark. Goes to the right side. To the top of the circle and checked on the play as Farabee got it out. Gave it to Backlund. Now to Farabee. Farabee had his stick lifted nicely by Janmark.
That should have been a penalty.
Stetcher at center ice can shoot it in on the backhand. Tied at 1. We're here in the third. Oilers and the Flames. Puck gets off a stick inside the Flame zone to Weegar. Up the right wing to Pospisil. Now to Kadri, trying to play it on the backhand. Lost it. Draisaitl coming the other way. Down the left wing. Arvidsson towards the net. To Podkolzin. He just blasted it wide. Right wing corner. Draisaitl to Arvidsson. Top of the circle on the right. Pospisil's able to get it out. Pospisil to Kadri. And the puck came free, and it's Bouchard to Wallman on the left wing to Podkolzin to Draisaitl. Plays it off his skate up to his stick into the Calgary zone. Now across over to Arvidsson. The backhand, it didn't get through.
He tried to pass instead of shooting.
Down the left wing, Coronado into the Oiler end. A shot kicked out by Pickard with the left pad. Bouchard off the boards and out with it. And I think that went off Anderson, so it won't be icing.
Arvidsson had to shoot the puck there. Tried to set up Leon for a tap into the back side of the goal.
Tied at 1. We're in the third. 5:40 gone. Nugent Hopkins in his own end for Edmonton to Kulak. Now up the right wing. He put it for Emberson. It was too far for. Bean steps up on the play. Lost it to Hyman, and now Huberdeau is able to shoot it in. Goes into the left wing corner of the Edmonton zone. Emberson battles along those boards. Nugent Hopkins gets it free and is able to put it in behind the net. Finds Ty Emberson. Flames will make a change. Emberson holding on to it. Now on the right wing to Kapanen as he gets to center, cuts across the center ice line. And one-handed it over the line, right the other, coming the other way. Blomberg into the Oilers zone. He'll go towards the net, a backhand off the outside of the goal. Blomberg to the left wing corner. Hacked away from him by Stetcher. Off the right boards and out. Center ice. Kapanen forced back. Up the right wing, hit by Blomberg. Now Stetcher. Also dealing with Blomberg. And Stetcher
Wow, what a play by Stetcher.
Over to Nurse on the left wing. Will get it out to center ice. And then poked into the zone by Jones.
He was under duress, and he was able to make a play there.
Side of zone in. Hamley, but up the right wing to Farabee. Into the Oilers zone on the right side. Softly behind the goal. Peeled off the boards by Bouchard. Left wing to Brown. Takes a hit. Still has it. To Wallman. Rims on the left to Henrique. He will clear it out. Brown will get to it. Down the left wing and off his stick. Coleman. Scoop it up on the backhand to get it out. And it goes into the Oiler end. And Wallman across to Bouchard. Tied at 1 here in the third. Up the right wing to Brown. Brown into the Flames end. Runs into Jake Bean. The puck goes to the right wing corner. Now into the slot. But no one from Edmonton able to get a hold of it. Pospisil got it out. Now down the left side. Kadri. He'll come in to the middle. It's a shot. Scores. Following up the play was Pahal. And he got it in the slot and gives the Flames a 2-1 lead here in the third period.
Gotta get pucks deep if you're Edmonton. They didn't, and Emerson stepped up and was in no man's land, and they hit the trailer, and Pahal rips one home, and the Flames have a 2-1 lead.
7:55 time of the goal.
Calgary's been a little bit more willing to shoot the puck than Edmonton in this game. The Oilers have passed off a couple glorious opportunities. Who else? Kadri, how good of a game has he had for Calgary tonight?
Pahal's third of the year, 7:55 time of the goal. 2-1 Flames lead. Kadri, he's got a couple of assists, so now 701 career points for Kadri. Out from behind the Edmonton net is Draisaitl. As he gets to center, to Podkolzin into the Flame zone, and that's knocked off his stick. The Flames come out 2-on-1. Frost gets it across, and that pass does not connect with Huberdeau, and it's Draisaitl into the Flames and down the left wing to Nurse. The shot, the save by Wolf, and he bats it into the corner. Puck along the right wing. Jeff Skinner to Draisaitl. The shot, the save made by Wolf from the angle. Draisaitl to Arvidsson on the right wing. Runs into Hanley. Puck against the boards. Cleared out by Frost. 2-1. Flames lead. We're here in the third. Skinner into the Calgary zone on the right side. Couldn't get it to the middle of the ice. Pospisil will get it out. At the Edmonton blue line, Pospisil back to Paul, and Paul will get to center. His pass picked out of the air by Nugent Hopkins. Now to Skinner, to Nugent Hopkins. A shot off the arm of Wolf. Pospisil out for Calgary through the middle. Checked by Wallman. To Hyman, lost it at the Calgary blue line. In his own end over to Bean. 10.5 to go here in the third. 2-1 Flames lead. Coleman left wing. Give it to Backlund. He'll play it into the left wing corner of the Edmonton zone. Backlund centering pass just off the stick of Farabee. Kapanen in the corner. Left wing to Nugent Hopkins. Only to the top of the circle. Puck to the point. Pahal shot off the arm of Pickard. Farabee. Out to the slot. It goes off of Nugent Hopkins into the right wing corner. Nugent Hopkins to the line, camped in. Pahal shot, pad save by Pickard. And he covers it with 9:56 to go in the third. 2-1. Flames lead the Oilers from Rogers Place. I'll be right back. This is Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Sportsnet Plus, online and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer, we're here in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and home payments, no interest for 1 year. 2-1, Flames lead the Oilers. 9:56 to go in the third period. Face off to the left of Oiler netminder Calvin Pickard. Knocked out just past Uyghur. At center ice, Huberdeau shoots it in on the backhand. Kulak on the right wing to Henrique, got it out. Hanley to to Uyghur. Up the right wing, Coronado never did touch it. That's icing against the Flames. Braden Pahal with the go-ahead goal here in the third. 7:55 in from Kadri. And that's the difference. As Pahal jumped up into the slot, Kadri found him with a pass. Faceoff will be to the right of Dustin Wolf. Having a tough time getting this puck drop. Draisaitl against Coronado. Draisaitl wins it. It goes to Wallman. His shot. Stick save made by Wolf. Draisaitl in behind the net. To the right. Back to the point. Bouchard shot blocked in front of the goal. Uyghur will get it out through the middle of Coronado. Lost it at the Edmonton blue line. Draisaitl comes into the Flame zone. Poked away from him by Ball. Then Anderson went to rim it. Hit Arvidsson. Draisaitl to Perry. Over to the right wing. Draisaitl along the boards to Corey Perry. The left wing, top of the circle to Victor Arvidsson. We'll give it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl to the right wing point. Bouchard down that right wing in front of the net and just off the stick of Arvidsson. And it's cleared out by Frost to Coronado into the Oilers zone. He got his stick lifted by Bouchard. Bouchard with it inside the Edmonton end.
That time Bouchard raced back like he had the last bucket of water and the house was on fire. He was desperate, made a good play.
Long pass off the stick of Jeff Skinner, goes into the Flame zone, left wing corner. Skinner recovers it. On the right wing for Hyman. He's up against the boards with Bean. Comes to the line and out. Nurse. Cross-ice pass at center to Skinner. Now to Hyman into the Flame zone. Stops on the right wing. Following up, Stetcher got it to the corner. Kadri will take it in behind his net for Calgary. Right wing to Pahal. Now to Pospisil, and he'll come into the Oiler end down the left side from the angle. That's off the mask of Pickard and out of play.
That had some heat on it.
Sure did. 7:55 to go here in the third. 2-1 Flames lead the Oilers. We're going to take a break. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Edmonton.
Place 2-1 Flames lead the Oilers. We got 7:55 to go in the third period. Face off in the Edmonton zone to the right of Calvin Pickard. Nugent Hopkins will take the draw against Kadri. And it gets into the corner for Nurse. Slide it in behind the net to Stetcher. Up the left wing by Colson. Run it across to Nurse. Will skate into the Calgary zone. Stop on the right wing boards. Colson to assist, gets control, goes in behind the net, over to the left, back to the left wing point. Stetcher to Nurse on the right, shoots it towards the net, hit a stick, goes to Pod Colson left wing, out to Nugent Hopkins, shot off the shoulder.
Wow, what a chance for RDH.
And behind the goal is Hyman trying to swing it in front. That is broken up. Kadri will come out for Calgary. Kadri got tripped up, and there's going to be a penalty to the Oilers. Colson will go to the box for Edmonton. There's 7:10 to go here in the third. Third power play of the night for Calgary. They're 0 for 2. Oiler penalty kill brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Uyghur got away with the hook on Hyman. That's why the fans are so upset.
Ace off to the right of Pickard. It's in behind the Edmonton net. Nurse hard around the glass, down the ice. Out from behind behind his net. Uyghur. Coronado into the Edmonton zone for Calgary. Goes off his stick, gets to the middle of the ice, and it's Janmark for Edmonton. He's down the right wing. He's got Brown, and over the line. Oh, the pass to Brown off the stick of Huberdeau. And Frost come into the Oilers zone, go to the right wing corner. To the point to Uyghur. Into the slot, it hits a stick. Along the boards. Janmark to the blue line where Uyghur had kept it in out of Coronado. He'll walk right through the slot. A shot, hit a skate. The puck came across. What a save by Pickard. Sliding across, and Emberson gets it down the ice.
Looked like Bill Ranford on that one, and Pickard's a little slow getting up here.
You don't see the two-pad jammer that often, but Calvin Pickard, he pulled that one out of the tickle trunk. And the puck goes into the right wing corner of the Edmonton zone. To the blue line for Anderson. On the right wing to Farabee. Back to the point to Anderson. His shot. That one hit Pickard. He didn't know where it was. But Kapanen will wheel up the right wing for Edmonton. He'll get to center ice and dump it down. 28 seconds left to go in the power play. 2-1 Flames lead. 5:35 to go in the third period. Rasmus Anderson, left wing to Ball. He'll get to center ice and shoot it in. Janmark was able to get the puck, get it all the way down the ice. Wolf will play it up. Calgary comes into the Edmonton zone up near the blue line. Calgary down the right wing to the middle to Huberdeau. He mishandled it and lost it. Brown will get it up. Penalty is over. Podkolzin over the line to Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the right wing to Podkolzin. Goes to the right wing corner. Taken out hard on the end boards. Gets right back up. Podkolzin to the side of the net where it is covered up by Dustin Wolf. We're going to take a break. 4:53 to go in the third. 2-1 Flames lead the Oilers from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the Oilers Radio Network.
4:53 to go in the third. 2-1 Flames lead. Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. Face off in the Flames zone to the right of Dustin Wolf. Draisaitl, Arvidsson, and Hyman out with Bouchard, Kulak for the Oilers. Backlund's taking the draw for Calgary. Shots are 27-22 for the Flames. Draisaitl out of the face-off circle. Arvidsson will take it. Arvidsson wins it. Puck to the point. Kulak on the right. Doesn't have a shooting lane. Got it to Draisaitl. Back to Bouchard. And shot. And the glove save made by Wolf as Hyman was parked in front of the net.
Well, they have a goalie, this guy.
Yeah, they do.
Dustin Wolf's been very good in this game. He's been good all season for them.
Face off to the left of Wolf.
Oh.
Draisaitl out of the face-off circle again. Arvidsson wins it again. Puck back to the line. And on the right point, Draisaitl to Bouchard. Down the left wing to Kulak. Into the corner. Arvidsson will spin it in front. He couldn't get a shot. Kulak in behind the net. Finds Draisaitl in front of the goal. And comes off a stick. Goes to Wolf. And he'll cover it up. Arvidsson tried to shoot it. And it hits something. Eventually goes to Wolf. And he holds on with 4:28 to go in the third. The Oilers down by one.
Draisaitl will get waved out for the third consecutive time here.
Arvidsson just keeps winning the draw anyway. All righty. Draisaitl in there against Backlund. It's in their skates. Goes in front of the net. Anderson up the middle to Farabee. To shoot it in, he hit Bouchard, and Bouchard up the right wing to Draisaitl, just in over the plain blue line. Him and Ball up against the boards. It's poked out. Kulak at center ice. Now to Hyman on the left to Arvidsson. Cross ice to Draisaitl. Towards the net to Hyman. Oh, he directed it just wide.
And where's the hook?
Goes over the glass now to play.
I've been saying, where's the hook? He's still saying, where's the hook?
4 minutes to go here in the third. 2-1 Flames lead.
Well, it ain't cheating if you ain't trying. Just an excellent defensive play. As it turned out, Backlund got away with one because he hooked him on the initial step in. He's there, picking that up cleanly. The Oilers going to call a timeout here? No. Or are they? No. Chris Knobloch is having a little conversation here.
Yeah. Nugent Hopkins took the draw. Puck gets to the slot, and Frost will get it out. There's inside the Edmonton blue line. Over to Wallman. Through the middle. Off of Nugent Hopkins. It goes into Flames territory. Uyghur in behind the net. Around gets to the line where Nurse had kept it in. Puck cleared out down the ice by Hanley. That's icing against the Flames. 3:34 to go here in the third period. The Flames got one in the first. It was Sharon Govich. Oilers tie it in the second. It's from Arvidsson. Hall has scored here in the third for Calgary to give them the lead.
Edmonton's got their three best forwards on the ice right now. 4/5 of their first unit power play are out there 5v5 here.
Draisaitl, Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard and Nurse. Frost taking the draw for Calgary. To the right of Wolf. Uyghur to the corner, to the line. That's kept in. Bouchard over to Nurse. Down the right wing to Draisaitl. Throw it in behind the net. It went just past Hyman. Uyghur will try to clear it. He does get it out. Frost on the right, and before he can get to it, is poked away, and it goes to Draisaitl. Down the right wing, into the Flame zone, to the net. Scores! That's 50 for Draisaitl, and this game is tied at 2.
Oh, great play made by Evan Bouchard on the far side boards, and he flicked it to an open spot. And Leon was on his horse. He rips one home, and we got a tie game. And Leon Draisaitl is the only player in the NHL with 4 50-goal seasons in the last 7 years.
16:48, time of that goal. A perfect shot by Leon Draisaitl off the left wing as he goes stick side on Wolf. His 50th of the year has tied the game up. At center ice, Nurse will shoot it in. It goes in behind the net. It's chopped away from Connor Brown, and Sharon Govich will get it out. Up to Klapka, he takes a hit, and it goes into the Edmonton zone. It's rimmed off of Klapka. Up the right wing, getting it out was Kulak. Kulak through the middle to Henrique. Off the left wing boards. Goes in behind the net. They try to get it free, and it does go free, but it's Klapka of the Flames. Looking out through center ice. Make his way into the Oiler end on the left wing. Sharon Govich back to the left wing point. Hanley over to Uyghur. A shot. It's blocked by Henrique. He'll try it again. It goes off of Bouchard. Henrique in the left corner for Pod Colson. We're tied at 2. We're here in the third. The Oilers and the Flames. Bouchard at the Edmonton blue line. Bouchard cuts through the middle to Arvidsson. Now to Draisaitl. They'll try to split the D. Give it to Pod Colson. To Arvidsson. The rebound. Oh, put it towards the net. And that goes off of Wolf. Draisaitl has it on the right wing. To the point to Wallman, a shot, tipped, and it rolls to Wolf, and he covers it with 1:44 to go in the third, and this game tied at 2.
Having any fun yet, Cam?
Oh, you gotta love it. Saturday night, Battle of Alberta, Rogers Place. There's no better place than being right here, right now. Face off to the left of Wolf. Draisaitl from Bouchard and Nurse at 16:48, tying it. Nurse got a couple of assists in this game. Draisaitl with a goal and a helper. Goes to the right corner. Hyman in behind the net. Wraps it around off the pad of Wolf. He's got it back to the point. To Nurse, now to Hyman on the left wing. To the left wing corner. Centering pass. Put towards the goal and off the stick of the netminder Wolf. It's near the top of the circle and it comes out. Nurse is center ice. Flips it back in. It's on goal. Edmonton's going to make a quick change here with a minute 20 to go in the third period. Oh, Calgary into the Edmonton zone to Coronado. Got it low to Calgary, left wing corner. Then lost it as Draisaitl picks it out of the air.
It's a hook.
Now to Bouchard up the right wing. Hamley's going to keep it in. Last minute here in the third. Tied at 2. It's in behind the Edmonton goal. Draisaitl up the left wing. Won't get out. Weegar shot. That misses. Arvidsson will jam it off the boards, but it doesn't get out of the zone. Coronado left wing to Calgary towards the Edmonton net slowly. And Kulak can come up the left wing. 40 seconds left.
He's got to get off the ice.
Up through the middle of the ice. Off of Kulak. And coming the other way. And they'll say it's a glove pass. And Farabee's not very happy about it.
I'll leave it. Little shots.
26 apiece.
2-2 the score. The two best players that have driven their teams here of late. Calgary for the Flames with a pair of assists. Leon with his 50th of the year to tie it and an assist.
Face off in the Flame zone to the left of Wolf with 33 seconds to go here in the third. Henrique, Brown, and Janmark. Wallman and Nurse. Henrique wins the draw. Jake Wallman on the right wing to Connor Brown. His shot off a leg. It goes into the right corner. Henrique up the right wing boards to the point to Wallman. Now over to Nurse on the left. A snapshot off his stick. Goes to the left corner. Connor Brown stops. Goes past to the point. They get a lot on it. Coleman will get it out to center ice now. Flip the puck and it bounces in front of the Edmonton net. Goes over to the right wing. Coleman's pass through the middle. Goes to Brown to the Oilers. Now up the left wing to Nurse. 5 seconds left. In over the line. A shot. Glove save made by Wolf. And this game's going to need a little extra. Get a little pushing after the whistle in the corner. Oilers and Flames tied up at 2. When we come back, we're going to have 3-on-3 overtime for you, so don't go anywhere. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Businesses deserve the best protection against cyber threats.
Overtime 3-on-3 style. Oilers and Flames tied at 2. Edmonton in overtime on the 3-on-3 version. They're 11-4. They're 0-1 in shootouts, so 11-5 overall. Calgary 5-9 in 3-on-3 overtime. 3-2 in shootouts. 8-11 overall.
But the Flames are getting a break because no McDavid, no Ekholm. McDavid obviously would be in the first unit with Leon Draisaitl. Ekholm would be in the second or third unit as a D-man. Now, Edmonton's won 58% of the face-offs in this game. And you know what they say, possession is 9/10 of the rule.
Wow.
Especially when it comes to overtime.
Yeah, 3-on-3. There's no dumping it in 3-on-3. It's all about possession. All right, they got 5 on the board. They got the ice cleaned. And we get set to go. Leon Draisaitl, his 50th goal of the season to tie this game up at 16:48 of the third period. Teams have traded goals here in the third.
Arvidsson, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. I wouldn't call that a particularly explosive trio for Edmonton. Leon's got to get the draw here against Calgary.
Arvidsson's been having a good game. Kadri, Huberdeau, Uyghur on the ice for the Flames as they kick it around. It goes right to Arvidsson. Arvidsson to Bouchard. Back inside the Edmonton end. Now Bouchard starts up. Bump it back to Draisaitl. In over the Calgary line to Arvidsson on the right. Arvidsson right wing corner. Over to Draisaitl on the left. Come up to the line. Give it to Arvidsson as they come out of the zone. And Arvidsson for Bouchard. Swing around. Now to Draisaitl. Hit by Kadri. And Kadri gets the puck away from Leon Draisaitl. Up the right wing now to Uyghur.
Watch the trailer here.
Uyghur in over the line to Kadri on the left. His shot and a save made by Pickard. He's got it. He'll hold on. There'll be a face-off in the Edmonton zone. And now, getting into it a bit, is Bouchard with Uyghur and Huberdeau. And they'll all tie up in behind the net.
Just giving each other the business out there.
That's right. 45 seconds into overtime.
Pizza 73 out-of-town update. Huge win, huge weekend for Bakersfield. A 3-2 win. Matt Savoy, a goal assist. Cam Danita, goal assist. They beat Tucson. They are in a playoff spot. Won 8-2 last night over Calgary and 3-2 tonight. So good night for them. Now this tandem has a little bit more speed with Nurse out there, Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Sharon Govich in the circle against Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Coronado to the Flames with Sharon Govich. Sharon Govich was a healthy scratch the other night. He's playing because of Zari's injury, and he scored a goal tonight. And he's a streaky scorer, Cam.
Now they got it caught up in skates off the draw. They're battling for it, and Nugent Hopkins gets control. Over to Nurse. It's forced back by Coronado, going behind the Edmonton net. Nugent Hopkins skates through. Nurse still has it. He's got room through the middle. Nurse weaves his way to center. Now comes into the Calgary zone, went off his stick, and Rasmus Anderson in behind his net for Calgary. Then up the right wing into the Edmonton zone. Anderson to the corner. Anderson hit by Nurse to the point to Coronado, and he'll take it out.
They're going to get trade here. Nurse trying to go. Oilers, two guys are trying to go.
Sharon Govich, the right wing, into the Edmonton zone. The Uyghur down the right wing, goes in behind the Edmonton net, over to the left, to the point to Coronado. Left to Sharon Govich. Flames almost to make a change. Would have been too many men, but they didn't. Uyghur across the Edmonton blue line. Now down the right wing, Uyghur over to Kadri. A shot. He put it towards Huberdeau. Went off his skating wide. Kadri has it on the right wing. To the top of the circle in the Edmonton end. Now to Huberdeau. Huberdeau down the left to Kadri. Tried to flip it towards Pickard. It went off his shoulder, and Draisaitl up the left side to Jeff Skinner with Bouchard to Draisaitl. Scores! Leon Draisaitl! An amazing shot! And he wins the game for the Oilers. 3-2 in overtime.
Well, if that doesn't put him at the top of the list for the Hart Trophy, he insisted on playing today. It was a big one for Edmonton. The Oilers beat the Calgary Flames twice this year. Leon Draisaitl had 6 points in those two games. They did not have Connor McDavid for either one of them. And the Oilers rallied for a huge 3-2 victory against their provincial rivals.
A tremendous shot. His second of the night. 51st of the year. And the Oilers get the win in overtime. Leon Draisaitl pulls the trigger in OT.
I wonder who the first star tonight is.
Yeah, geez, I wonder. Off the post and in, stick side on Wolf. Oh,
That was amazing shot. We'll head downstairs. Brendan Escott standing by with Matthias Janmark.
Well, Matthias, I guess we'll start with the end of the game there. Just what's it like to have somebody of that caliber back in the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's been our best player the whole year, maybe the best player in the league the whole year. So any day you can have that back in your lineup, it's huge. And yeah, today it was he won the game for us.
Generally speaking, what did you like about the way that you guys took care of business tonight?
It wasn't our best. We stuck with it. We had some blunders. They scored off of it. And then, like I said, Leo came in clutch. So, we stuck with it. And then, he won the game for us.
And how important is it for you guys to be stacking up quality games, even if they're not all wins right now, but playing quality hockey toward the end of the season?